9 News at Noon starts right now.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Sam Shocker. A manhunt for a suspected murderer is happening in Eagle County right now. Authorities believe that they were close to arresting him during a traffic stop on I-70 near Dot Zero this morning, but he got away. However, that came after shots were fired at law enforcement on the scene. 9 News reporter Evan Krugel is working to get the latest details, joins us live from Eagle County now. Evan, what have you learned so far?
Well, Sam, we know the interstate remains closed right now in both directions just up the road from here as that manhunt continues. Still plenty of questions, but we are getting some information regarding what happened up here. Here's what we know so far. Let's start with the man police are searching for. We do not know his name, but we learned just moments ago he is wanted by police in Westminster in connection with a homicide that happened there on Saturday. Law enforcement says he is considered armed and dangerous. Here's what we know so far. Just after 4 o'clock this morning, an Eagle County Sheriff's deputy saw a car matching information connected to that homicide in Westminster. They say the driver possibly had hostages inside the car when they saw it and tried to get away when they went to pull them over. Eventually, they used a spike strip to stop the car near mile marker 130. That's right in the middle of Glenwood Canyon. They say 2 people got out of the car and pointed a gun at deputies, at which point shots were fired. 1 person was injured and taken to the hospital, but this man that we showed you reportedly ran away. The sheriff's office says there were other people in the car, but at this point it's still unclear if they were in fact hostages, as they initially suspected. Now, I can tell you this terrain where they are searching is extremely rugged, and that closure spans more than 20 miles. We mentioned that man is considered armed and dangerous. I can tell you along the interstate all the way from Frisco until the closure, those overhead signs are warning people not to pick up hitchhikers just in case that man did get out of this closure area somehow. Again, it is a large area, a 20-mile closure of I-70 in both directions. There is a detour in place, but I will warn you, it is a very long one. It runs all the way up to Steamboat, over to Craig, then down to Meeker before getting back down to the interstate. It's the same closure and detour they used back during those mudslides back in 2023, as you might recall, and it will add hours onto your drive if you choose to do it. So a lot of folks are simply choosing to wait at the rest stops in Vail, the rest stops in Eagle, as they simply wait for the interstate here to reopen as that manhunt continues. We are expecting a press conference here in just under an hour here at the Eagle County Sheriff's Office, hoping for some more information and hopefully a resolution to that as people wait for the interstate to reopen. We will bring that to you live on 9 News and, of course, on 9 News Plus as well. For now, reporting live in Eagle County, Evan Krugel, 9 News.
And Evan, I know there's a lot of unanswered questions, and as you learn them, you will bring it to us. Stay safe out there, Evan. Thank you. Deputies in Douglas County also fired shots at a person in a scene that played out last night. Authorities say a carjacking happened at about 8:30 on Broadway, a little north of Arapahoe Road. They say a flock camera spotted the stolen car in Highlands Ranch a short time later, but the suspect drove off with deputies following. Authorities report the man rammed multiple vehicles near Santa Fe and County Line Road, and a deputy was hit. The sheriff says the suspect also fired shots through the windshield, and deputies fired back, hitting him. He was taken to a hospital and is expected to survive. The deputy who was hurt is expected to recover as well. An overnight house fire that killed 2 people and hurt a third in Westminster is under investigation. It sparked a little after midnight off of 72nd between Wadsworth and Sheridan. Westminster fire officials say when they arrived, there was a lot of fire coming from the house. They say the 2 people were already dead when they were found. The condition of the third person is unknown. Crews say the fire was so intense and large, they had to call for extra help from Adams County Fire. Together, they were able to put out the flames, but again, the cause is under investigation. One person was hurt after an A-line RTD train and a truck crashed late this morning. Aurora police say the truck pulled up to the intersection of Smith and Sable, which is close to where I-225 and I-70 intersect. It stopped with the truck's end on the tracks and the train hit it, but then video shows the truck speeding off. You'll also notice the truck was driving on the wrong side of the road. When it stopped on the tracks, the train had minor damage, but it did not derail. Aurora police say about 50 people were on the train at the time, and the one injured person was transported to the hospital for minor injuries. Well, switching gears here, we got more clouds in the sky today. How much sun can we expect? Right now, I don't see much peeking through, so let's send it over to Chris Bianchi with our Weather Impact team. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Sam. Yeah, not much sun on the way for us. It's going to stay kind of cloudy like this. You can see this from this 2-hour time lapse from Akron across the northeastern plains, where we've got a fair bit of cloud cover overhead there in Washington County, and also for us in Denver County, excuse me, and around the metro area right now as well. 60 degrees in Denver at the airport at least, and 58 for us at the 9 News studios in the 9 News backyard, 59 in Central Park right now. 50s, 60s eastern plains though. Notice this, Rocky Ford, La Junta on east towards Lamar in the mid-40s. That is because of all the snowpack that's still left over from our storm last week there, and that is insulating the ground and keeping it pretty cold out there. 20s, 30s for us in the mountains. Radar quiet right now, but you look off to the north, we do have some rain showers trying to trickle their way into Colorado. Some of that will reach us across the northeastern plains later tonight in Denver. It'll stay dry. Right now, as mentioned, 58 for us in Denver, but again, off to the north and east. That is the next system of note, and that could bring a few rain or snow showers for parts of the northeast plains late tonight. I'll show you that in detail in just a few minutes.
The state says it still does not have a complete list of gas stations that received regular fuel mistakenly mixed with diesel, but we know the state has received more than 400 complaints from consumers. HF Sinclair, one of the largest fuel suppliers in the Denver metro area, confirms the contaminated fuel came from its terminal in Adams County, but has not provided a list of retailers that received the bad gas. The state originally said 3 retailers, Costco, King Soopers, and Murphy Express, received it between Wednesday and Thursday of last week, but now we know some Safeway, Circle K, and Sinclair stations were also impacted. So by our count, it's 35 gas stations in total. The state says it's requested the list from the company and hopes to get it in the coming days. If your car was damaged by contaminated fuel, the state says call the gas station where you filled up to have them walk you through the claims process. And if you want to look at the stories that we have on the fuel problem and get the list of impacted stations, just text the word gas to 303-871-1491. We'll text you back a link with everything you need to know. And despite the problems, gas prices have been lower, and they've helped the inflation rate slightly. It rose a bit to 2.7%. The rate would have been higher because of elevated food and electricity prices, but didn't rise as much thanks to the price of gas. Economists still blame tariffs, saying if they weren't put into effect, our economy would be at the 2% inflation target by now.